Hello, everyone, and welcome to the experience.
Now with the hottest show in the universe, the Wrestling Experience, with your host Earl Cole.
Acknowledge me.
Coming at you with all the dope shit, freshest WWE content, and also the AEW. You are now watching The Experience, the Wrestling Experience. Now with your host Earl Cole.
Everyone, and welcome to the Wrestling Experience. My name is Earl Cole, and tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we are heading north of the border because it's time for the AEW wrap up show. This is the AEW wrap up show for you here tonight on the Wrestling Experience. Um, my guest was supposed to be DJ Storms, but unfortunately, he is under the weather and he is not able to be here tonight for you here on the Wrestling Experience. But I'm here and my show is here, and we are live here on the Hardcore Sports Network. We're on the Hardcore Sports Network's Twitch channel. We are on the Hardcore Sports Network's YouTube channel. And of course, we are live on my YouTube channel. So subscribe to the Hardcore Sports Network. Subscribe today. So tonight, ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to discuss is AEW Dynamite. AEW Dynamite, ladies and gentlemen, took place last night in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Hey, my brother, I'm trying to give you some. I hope you have. I apologize. That's all right, DJ Storms. Thank you so much for your kind words and your thoughts. I greatly appreciate it. Um, yes, ladies and gentlemen, DJ Storms was supposed to be here tonight, but like I said, he's under the weather. So I'm going to carry on and I'm going to soldier on right here tonight on the Wrestling Experience. So, tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be discussing AEW Dynamite. AEW Dynamite, ladies and gentlemen, took place last night, as I said, north of the border in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. We got a lot of show to discuss. Plus, ladies and gentlemen, we got wrestling news that we're going to be giving out tonight. Plus, we're going to be discussing the WWE's pay-per-view offering that we had last Saturday night. Extreme Rules. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, I was on DJ Storm's channel last weekend. And if you want to see the show, and if you missed the show, you can definitely watch the show because the link is in the description below. And of course, you can watch that encore presentation that we did. So tonight we have a lot of show. We have a tremendous show, and let's just get started with AEW Dynamite. AEW Dynamite last night, like I said before, took place in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, and the show was great. The show was fantastic. We got a brand new champion. Rewind was a great show. Thanks again for coming on. Yes, DJ Subject was great. I had a lot of fun doing the Rewind for Extreme Rules. And again, like I said before, if you want to see the encore presentation of the show, the link is in the description and you can be part of it all. Here on the Hardcore Sports Network, please follow them on Twitch at Hardcore Sports One, follow them on Twitter at Hardcore Sports N, and of course, subscribe to the Hardcore Sports YouTube channel. It'd be greatly appreciated. And subscribe to my channel as well. And hit that like button. Hit that like button on my channel, the Hardcore Sports channel, and all points in between. We greatly appreciate it. Hey Earl, have a fantastic show. Hope you had a fantastic time at Monday Night Raw. Yes, I did, Jeffrey. Thank you very much for popping in, and thank you so much. If you if you want to jump on the show, please let me know, and I'll send you the link. Um, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about AEW Dynamite. And let's talk about the show. Let's talk about everything that happened here last night. First of all, Renee Paquette. Hey, Michkovsky, how are you doing? Thank you very much for popping in, everyone. I greatly appreciate it. So, Renee Paquette made her debut last night on AEW Dynamite. I thought that was great. She is a backstage reporter, like she was in WWE, and now she's in AEW. So, what do you guys think in the chat of Renee's debut? What did you think of it, Leslie? Did you like it? Did you like the debut? I thought the debut was great. She interviewed a couple of people. She did a great job last night, and she's part of the AEW family. I thought it was great. So the debut was great. I enjoyed it. It was great. Um, so let's talk about the matches for a second. Okay, so let's talk about the MJF promo first. I thought the promo was great. I had no issues with the promo. He is dirty as dirty heels gonna get. I knew that he was not gonna be no baby face. I knew MJF was always baiting you in, and he's always pretending to be, something that he isn't. And he's a heel. He's a classic heel. He draws you in, and then he just lowers the boom on you. And that's what MJF does. So I had no issues with the promo. The promo was great. He came off as great, and he's going to cash in that chip. I think what's going to happen here is he's going to cash in that poker chip on the special Tuesday Night Dynamite. That's what I think. I think that the match is going to become a triple threat. I think that's exactly what they're going to do. Or, or if it's not a triple threat, then of course at Full Gear in Newark, New Jersey, I think that that's when he will cash it in. He's either going to cash it in on Tuesday or at Full Gear. That's what my prediction is. He generally tolerant for the reason. Yes, he is. He's tolerant for a reason. He is tolerant, and he draws you in as a heel, and that's what a heel does. He does the most heelish tactic things MJF does, and I love him. I love him as a heel. I think he's better as a heel. He definitely do not turn him baby face. I think he's better as a heel, and the promo, like I said, was great. I had no issues with the promo whatsoever. He's gonna cash in that chip. He's gonna cash in that chip, and he's gonna get his just dessert. Um, so yeah, so the promo was. I had no issues. Great promo, great stuff from MJF as always. Always a dirty heel, always doing his dirty things, and he's always bringing you in, and he brings in the audience, and that's what everyone loves about MJF. That's what they love about him. So let's talk about the first match. It was War Joe versus Nick Camarado and QT Marshall. The match was great. I had no issues with this match. War Joe took over in the match. They neutralized their opponents. Nick Camarado and QT Marshall had no answers for this duo, and the chemistry in the ring was great. I love the way they neutralized their opponents and they squashed them, and it was a pound and ground kind of a match. It was to the point, to the letter, to everything. And let me just say something: the factory, they're good at getting squashed. That's their best thing. That is their quality. They love getting. That's what they're there for. They're there to get squashed, and they did it well. Squared circle countdown. Hello, how are you? Well, hit that like button. Hit that like button. Thank you very much for popping in. I greatly appreciate it. Um, Yeah, so the match was good. I like the match. Great outcome, great things happening, and I again love the match. Love the chemistry in the ring between all of the combatants in the ring. So yeah, great stuff. Great stuff. Let's talk about this next one. Already did. Thank you very much, Squid Circle Countdown. I greatly appreciate it. Let's talk about this one. Jungle Boy Jack Perry takes on Luchasaurus. The match was great. Of course, Canadians' own Christian was on the microphone. He interfered in this match and cost Jungle Boy the match. Um, the feud that is going on with these two is gold. I love the feud. I have no issues with this feud, and I had no issues with the outcome of the match. The match was solid. It was decent for what it was. And let me just say something here. Christian he's another good heel. Christian is another good heel. Him and MJF are gold when it comes together. Cage didn't touch Jungle Boy. Luchasaurus won kind of. Yeah, that's right. That is right. That is correct. He didn't interfere in the match. He won sort of clean, as DJ Storms pointed out. He did win sort of clean, and I had no issues with the match. I had no issues, and I agree with DJ Storm's assessment. He won clean, and I had no issues with this match whatsoever. I like the feud. I like what's happening here. Great stuff, great chemistry. Do you think Jungle Boy would benefit from the split? I think yes. Squid Circle Countdown. Thank you so much. Raphael Chanin, how are you? El Capitan, how are you? Hit that like button. Yeah, I agree with you, Squid Circle Countdown. Um, yeah, I agree with you with that. And he will benefit. Yes, he will benefit in due time, and I agree with that too. I agree with all of you all's assessment. Yeah, I agree with it. I think in due time he's going to benefit from this, and he's going to grow from this feud. And and as soon as Christian gets healed up after his surgery and everything, I think it will be in due time that him and Christian will meet in the ring. Also, over the next one is I got something. Oh, okay, good, Raphael. Congratulations. Um, I hope Tony Khan books him strong in the future. He's an incredible talent that would go far in the company, and I agree with that assessment. Especially for a guy his size. Yes, I agree with all your assessments. Squared Circle Countdown. Um, yeah, so the match was thumbs up for me. The feud is great. I love the match. Right outcome, right everything was good. Billy Gunn took on Swerve Strickland. The match was great. The match was fantastic. I thought the match was good. Billy Gunn is great. I love him with the acclaim, the Sesame Daddy thing. I love it. It's the most entertaining thing I've ever seen on television. I have no issues with it whatsoever with the Sesame. Um, the match was decent. I thought the match was decent. Um, Swerve Strickland is a good heel. He's starting to be a good heel. What does this mean, though? My question to everyone in the chat is, what does this mean at this point? Um, it's shocking Billy Gunn looks good as he does at his age. He's truly a freak. Yeah, he is. He's a freak. He's a freak, but he looks good. He looks good, and the match was great. I thought the match was great. The chemistry in the ring was great. Stroke Strickland is a good heel. He's a good heel. I like his heel work. I like his heel tactics. I like everything about him. I think he's great. Um, him and him and Swerve in Our Glory. I believe they are officially done as a tag team. And I think that him and Keith Lee have a match brewing in the future. And I think that that should be coming to fruition very soon. I'm a Swerve guy. Yeah, I like Swerve. I like Swerve. I like his heel work. I really do. I am hooked on him for some reason. I'm hooked on him. Swerve is also a nice guy. I met him before, and was nothing but nice. Well, that's good. Square circle countdown. That's a great experience. Yeah. So that was great. So anyway, let's continue. Um, let's talk about this match for a second. The AEW All Atlantic Championship match. Orange Cassidy versus Pac. This match was fantastic. This was fantastic. The match was great. I had no issues with this match whatsoever. The outcome was correct. Whose house? Where's house? Yes, squared circle countdown. Thank you. The match was great. Orange Cassidy finally wins his championship, his first title in AEW. I had no issues with this match whatsoever. Orange Cassidy is a champion for the first time in AEW and his illustrious career. And the match was great. Him and Pac, all of his moves, especially the DDT from Orange Cassidy. You see how his head was pointed up in the air and then his legs were all up in the air as well. This was great. This was fantastic. I had no issues with this match whatsoever. Right outcome, right decision, best decision by Tony Khan to give Orange Cassidy the belt. Great job by Orange Cassidy in the match. He deserves it. He's busted his tail in AEW, and he deserves some championship pay window. Happy to see it. Yes, I agree with your assessment. Um, Absolutely. Um, New star was created, and Orange Cassidy is the man. So, congratulations to Orange Cassidy on winning the All Atlantic Championship. He's going to make a great champion, and I hope he goes far. I hope that Tony Khan books him well in the booking, and he goes far as a champion. Let's talk about this one for a second. What's your favorite OC match in AEW? Um, I would, to be honest with you, Square Circle, I like this match. I liked the match last night. I thought the match was great. The match was fantastic. I loved it. That I believe was my favorite. Him coming out, him winning the title. I think it was great. I again, like I said, I had no issues with the match whatsoever. I had zero issues. with it. Um, him and versus Will Ospreay. Yes, that was another good match. I'm with you on that one, DJ. Yeah, I agree with that, DJ, with that assessment. That match stole the show. It sure did. It sure did. Him and Ospreay, Will Ospreay. Yes, that was a good match. That was a great Orange Cassidy match. That I agree with 1,000%. 1,000%. Great job by DJ Storms on that. Yes, I agree with that. 100% I agree with that. Um, let's talk about this next one. Um, Okay. The interim AEW Women's Champion Tony Storm Hikaru Ishida versus Dr. Britt Baker. Hold on one second, guys. I have to do this on my show. It's a must. It is Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. And she took on and her partner was Jamie Hayter. And they took on Tony Storm and Hikaru Ishida. The match was great. The match was great. I I love the match. I love these ladies. I love Britt Baker. But let me ask you all something. Let me ask you all something in the chat. Do you think Britt Baker is losing too much on AEW television? Is her losses too much on television? Because to me, she hasn't. She's been on a losing streak as of late, and she's been losing her matches. So I'm kind of concerned here. Is she losing too much of her matches? Is she losing too much of her matches? That's what I want to know. Do you think it's too much on AEW television? Let me know in the chat what you think. Let me know in the chat what you think. Do you think she's losing her matches too much? What? She truly is a role model. My kids want to be a veterinarian and a wrestler because of Britt Baker. Well, she's a dentist, but you know what I mean. Yeah, I understand what you mean. Right? Let me ask you all something in the chat. Do you think she's losing too much on AEW television? Do you think she's losing too much on AEW television? That's a great question. And that's something that needs to be expounded upon. But the match was great. The match was fine. I had no issues with the match whatsoever. The match was okay. The right outcome, even though Brett Baker took the loss and she took the pin, but I mean, it happens in wrestling. Bray Bray Taker is Teflon. Yeah, no, she's already made woman. She needs to transfer some of her credibility to others. Okay, DJ, so I agree with that. Okay, all right, all right. So the answer is no. DJ Storm says no, 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 no. She needs to transfer some of that credibility to other people. I agree with that assessment. I agree with that assessment. Yeah, I would agree. I would agree. Okay, all right. So so the match was okay. The chemistry was okay. I had no issues with the match, and and and, and that's it. Now let's talk about our final event here. It was the ROH champion Chris Jericho taking on Brian Danielson. This match was great. Fantastic main event for Dynamite. Jericho retained the ROH title when the referee got wiped out and Daniel Garcia interfered in the match. The Ocha. The what? The Ocha? What's that? What's Ocha? Um, Nick Shift Randy. Have a wonderful show. Thank you very much, Rick. Nick. Thank you, Randy, very much. Next shift, Randy. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Um, the match was great. Jericho and Brian Danielson, they have good chemistry in the ring. They really do. Brian Danielson and Jericho have great chemistry in the ring. Blank bolt screen. Thank you very much. Next shift, Randy. I greatly appreciate it. And for everyone, oh, oh, it, I, oh, Jericho. Yes, yes. Chris Jericho and him and Brian are great together in the ring. They have great chemistry. I had no issues with the match. Daniel Garcia comes at the end as the referee gets wiped out, and he gets the Duke. Jericho gets the Duke, and he uses the title to defend his title. Um, I'm a little confused here, and maybe you all can help me with this. I'm a little confused. What do you think of Daniel Garcia's role here in this faction? Is he going to be part of Jericho, or is he going to the Combat Club? Or why did he help Jericho? This is the questions that I have. Why did he help Jericho? And then he wasn't upset with Jericho. Then he goes and helps Jericho. I don't know. I'm confused. I'm confused. I don't like to be confused. I don't know what his I don't know what his modus operandi is. I'm trying to figure that out. I'm trying to figure out his modus operandi. What is he trying to convey here? It's all part of the story. Yeah, I understand it's part of the story, but I'm confused about is which side of which bread is his buttered on? Is does he want to turn babyface, or he wants to go to heel, or he wants to what is it? What is it? What that needs to be expounded upon because I'm confused. I'm totally confused, and I hate being confused. I want to know exactly what is his issue. What is it? Is he a baby face? Is he a heel? Or what is it? What is it from Jericho that I want to know that I want to expound upon here? Um Garcia might be playing Jericho. Yeah, that's a possibility. That is a possibility. That is a great possibility. But again, like I said before, and I'll say it again, I want to know exactly what side of the coin this dude is on. That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. It's a slow burn. He's turning on Jericho. Yeah, I think that's exactly what it is. I think I agree with you and DJ Storms here. I think that he is turning the screw a little bit here. He he's making Jericho feel a false sense of securement. And he thinks that Jericho thinks that he's got him in his pocket and everything is good and everything until that other screw comes out. And I think we're gonna know what that is. I think we need to watch that very closely. But the match was great. The match was great. I had no issues with it. Right outcome, right thing to do with Jericho at that point. So, ladies and gentlemen, was AEW Dynamite from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Great show, great stuff, great, great show. I enjoyed it very much. He's confused right now on where he wants to align with. Yes, that and that right there is why I'm confused because I want to know exactly where lie. Where does his loyalty lie? Well, he'll figure it out sooner or later. Yeah, I think he will. I think he will. Uh, Yo, Earl, shout out to you. Blaze Radio, how are you tonight, my friend? How are you? Blaze Radio, ladies and gentlemen, you need to subscribe to his YouTube channel. He is absolutely great. He's a great YouTuber, content creator, and he is absolutely fabulous. He is a great person. He's a great guy, nice guy. Blaze Radio is great. He's got his hands dipped in so many different things from wrestling to football to old school stuff. If you want some good stuff on YouTube, go to Blaze Radio and subscribe to him because he's fabulous. Um, what about that Orange Cassidy? Yeah, that was a great main event. That was great. Um, how would you rate the show from 1 to 5? Thank you, Earl. Thanks, Earl. You rock as well. Thank you for the support. Anytime, Blaze Radio. Anytime, my friend. You are absolutely fabulous. Um, I would give AEW Dynamite Squared Circle Countdown. I would say about. I guess I would give it 5 stars. I guess I would give it 5 stars. I would give it 5 stars. It was a good show. It was a great debut in Toronto last night. It was great. I had a good time. I had a great time watching the matches. I had. Thank you very much, Square Circle Countdown. I greatly appreciate it. Thanks for the sub. Thank you, Blaze Radio. Thank you so much, everybody in the chat. I greatly appreciate it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to do is go over the wrestling news of the day, and let's just get to it. Yeah, let's just get to it. So, we did AEW. Now we're going to go to the wrestling news of the day. According to the Wrestling Observer, a source says that the issues with AEW locker room aren't solved, as the people causing the problems were contacted by WWE in some form, and now they want to leave but aren't allowed to. They're also expressing their frustration that Tony Khan hasn't done enough to punish the people who are acting out. Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing with that. I just subbed you as well, please. Yeah. Let me just explain something here. Tony Khan and his backstage issues are out of control. They are out of control. They are awful things that we're reading on the internet. And I'm for one, are embarrassed as a wrestling fan. And I'm embarrassed with Tony Khan because he refuses to listen to reason. You have to understand that you cannot be friends with your wrestlers. It is not a good look. You're supposed to be a professional wrestling organization. You're supposed to be a business. You are not, you should not be friends with your wrestlers. And as far as Tony Khan is concerned, he's one sided when it comes to punishing people. Sammy Guevara is a great example. Sammy Guevara is a great example. Why wasn't he punished? Why wasn't he punished last week on Dynamite for going after Andrade? Why wasn't he punished? Why wasn't he sent home? You see, this is the problem that I have. This is the major problem that I have with Tony Khan. You've got to stop being friends with your wrestlers. This is ridiculous. This is an embarrassment. Now they want to leave, jump ship, and go back to WWE, and he don't want to give them their release. This is an embarrassment. This is an embarrassment, and it's inexcusable. This is inexcusable of Tony Khan to be doing this kind of behavior. This is not how a boss should be acting and running their organization. This is nowhere near what a boss should be like. You can't be friends with your wrestlers. This is not good. It's not a good look. By taking them out and going to drinks and this and that and drinking and all of this stuff, you should not be doing that. And you should not have a wrestler control your locker room either. That is not a good look. It ruins the atmosphere. It ruins the atmosphere and it's embarrassing. This story is embarrassing to Tony Khan. I can't believe this story. I cannot believe this. And then they said in a clip making the rounds from the recent interview of Ariel Helwani, Tony Khan mentioned CM Punk along with Kenny Omega and the Bucks as people who have office jobs for AEW. So what does that mean? They got office jobs. What does that mean? Are they still in the office? Are they still floating around backstage when they're not supposed to? I mean, this is a mess. This is an embarrassment mess to the AEW and the professional wrestling world, and Tony Khan as well. This is a black eye to Tony Khan. Again, as I said before, don't be one sided when it comes to your suspensions. If somebody is embarrassing you and you and in your organization, do something about it. Almighty Finesse, hello, how are you? Do something about it. This is an embarrassment. This is an embarrassment to wrestling fans. This is not good. I can't believe this stuff is still going on today. I can't believe this stuff is going on. I mean, this ain't correct. This ain't good. This ain't good. Um, I I don't know. I don't know what to say anymore, guys. I don't know what to say. I I don't know. That AEW story that just burned my bridges. I mean, this is just ridiculous. This ain't good. This ain't good at all. So um anyway, moving on from that. Moving on, let's talk about WWE stuff for a second, shall we? Um Now, last Monday night, ladies and gentlemen, I was attending Monday Night Raw, and I attended the Brooklyn show, and I had a good time. And thank you very much to the people at the Barclays Center for their hospitality. I had a good time at the show. It was great. I had fun. It was a lot of fun. The crowd was hot. DX came out at the end and did their usual DS shtick and brought the house down, and of course let everybody out of the night. And it was a great show. Monday Night Raw was fun. It was a lot of fun. And on that show, Carmelo Hayes and Von Wagner made their main roster debut. The Bray return was insane. Yes, the Bray Wyatt return was insane. It was so damn loud. Yeah, I could imagine. Um, I could imagine. Anyway, Carmelo Hayes and Von Wagner worked the main event taping before Raw hit the air this past Monday night in Brooklyn before we went on the air at Monday Night Raw. And it was a great show. Like I said, I had a lot of fun. Um, I can't wait for Carmelo Hayes to debut. He was really good. Yeah, Carmelo Hayes was great in the main event taping. And according to Fightful, note that more NXT stars are expected to get looks. The house show looks to get looks. What that mean is a lot of people you probably don't know what that means. When they say get looks, that means that they are getting their feet wet on a television or a internet show like the main event and stuff before they put them on the main television roster, and give them that's good. That's good exposure for them. Yes, it is good exposure. So a show like main event helps the NXT, call ups, all those NXT call ups, which is this is a good idea by Triple H. This is why I love Triple H. He is absolutely a brilliant genius mind when it comes to things like this. He is taking these NXT call ups and he's putting them on TV on shows like the main event, which will be seen on Peacock, and it gives them a chance to get their feet wet on in this stage like that, and to make sure that they're technically sound and they're not off on the main television. Great way to get acclaimed to the main roster atmosphere. Yes, that is why I wish they would bring back the takeovers to the arenas again. Hopefully that happens soon. Yeah, I agree with that assessment. Square circle countdown. But anyway, getting back to the Von Wagner and Hayes, they are getting their feet wet on the main event show before they get their call ups on either SmackDown or Raw. And they want to make sure that they're technically sound in the ring, that their wrestling is not off or something is, so that the audience doesn't chew them up when they get on the main roster. Because you don't want them to be off. You want them to be crisp in the ring and have fluidity and great chemistry in the ring when it comes to the main roster, like a Raw or SmackDown, because those are the main shows for the WWE, and that makes them the most bread. So, good stuff by Triple H. I think this is great. This is great. Um, there's a significant interest at WWE to re-sign Chelsea Green, according to WrestleVotes. That the Twitter account believes that she's been offered a main roster deal. Now, I'm not sure who Chelsea Green is, but um, she was released by WWE, and now they're thinking about rehiring her. It's going to be interesting to see if she can if she was, I don't know if she was any good or not. Um I'm not 100% sure about her. I don't know too much about her, but apparently the WWE believes in her and they want to bring her back in the fold. So it'll be interesting to see if she does come back on WWE TV. Um, Last thing about WWE, Vice's Nine Lives of Vince McMahon documentary will not be airing this Tuesday, the 18th, because they do not want to go head to head with Dynamite and the NXT show. So, if you are looking for that Vince McMahon documentary, that's not going to happen this Tuesday night, because the special Dynamite is coming on Tuesday, and then of course NXT will be live. So both shows will be live, one on USA Network and one on TBS. That that that's what's happening there. Um, so that's it. That's it for the wrestling news for the day. We hope that you all have enjoyed that. And that will take care of that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about something that, well, was a hit or miss. Let's talk about WWE Extreme Rules as we wrap up the show from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Um, let's see here. Hold on one second. Okay, so let's talk about this for a second. Bray Wyatt comes back to the Extreme Rules. Dexter Loomis continues to play around with the Miz. Um, the Brawling Brutes. Let's talk about this first match for a second. The Brawling Brutes took on the Imperium. This match was fantastic. The match was great. Now, Extreme Rules, ladies and gentlemen, had hit or misses. There were two matches on the show that I was disappointed in and everything else. But let me tell you something. There were a couple of matches on here that I loved it. It was great. So let's talk about this first match. The Brawling Brutes took on the Imperium in a good old fashioned Donnybrook match. Rich Holland in the match really showed off his absurd strength by carrying Ludwig Kaiser and Vinci on his shoulders and delivered a back body drop. Holland's success was short-lived by Kaiser and Vinci delivering the Imperial Bomb at ringside. Sheamus was neutralized in this match a lot. Yes, this everyone's major spot was perfect set up in the main sense. Yes, and these six guys have magic. Yes, this man, this these six men had magic in this match. This match was great. Let me tell you something about Gunther. Gunther and his chops. Gunther needs to have his hands registered as a lethal weapon. This man's chops are so lethal. I don't even want to take his chops. In wrestling, if they came to me in the dressing room and they says, "Oh, you know what, Earl, you're going to be taking Gunther's chops," not to me. Not to me. I don't. No, 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 no. I'm not taking Gunther's chops. No. Um. No, I would not take Gunther's chops for nothing. I'm not taking Gunther's chops. You can keep it. Absolutely not. And no, 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 no. Thank you. I will take his clothes, but I'm not taking his chops. No. So anyway, the match was great. Chemistry gold in the ring, right outcome. Um, and Gunther is absolutely great. Vinci is great. The Imperium is great. The Brawling Brutes are great. Sheamus locked up in a follow-up cloverleaf submission to Gunther, but Kaiser saved the day by snapping a shillelagh across Sheamus's back. The six superstars' efforts earned a chance of "This is awesome" from the crowd. Butch landed a stunning somersault off the set of the barrels at ringside. Kaiser and Vinci Gunther utilized Sheamus with the trademark shillelagh, the same weapon he used to beat him on SmackDown with. It was it was chaotic moment when Sheamus finally got his revenge on Gunther by smacking him across the neck with the shillelagh, and inspired Butch Holland to lay into Kaiser. Vinci, then the match, the closing moments saw Sheamus crash Gunther through the announce table with the Celtic Cross, the Bro kick to Vinci. Much needed win for the Brutes. Yes, this was great. This was absolutely great. This was scintillating. This was electrifying. This was a match. Grade A stuff. Love the booking. Love the stuff. Love the chemistry. Loved it. Loved it. Loved it. Loved it. Want more of it? Absolutely. Do I want to see it again? Absolutely. Was it a classic? I would say so. Was it a barn burner? I would say so too. Was it everything we expected? Absolutely. It was great. It was great. The match was an A across the board. Loved it. Well, okay, now let's go to something that was tragic. It was the SmackDown Women's Championship, Liv Morgan versus Ronda Rousey in an Extreme Rules match. The match was a clusterfuck of a mess. The match was a horror show. The match was awful. The match was awful. Ronda Rousey matches are ridiculous. They were botchy watchy, they were glitchy witchy, and everything else. The match was a clunker of a mess. The ending was okay. I didn't mind the ending Rousey winning the title. Didn't mind the ending, but the middle and the beginning was just awful. First of all, Liv Morgan struggled to put the table in the ring. Then they messed up the botch move where she slipped off her legs and the chair fell out of the ring, and they tried it again, and it was unrehearsed. It was a mess. It was no good. This match was a stinker. This match was sucked. It sucked. It sucked from beginning to the middle. The ending was okay, but the way we got there sucked. This match blowed. This match was awful. I've never seen anything like that before in my life. This match wasn't good. This match wasn't good at all. And I absolutely did not like this match at all. Ronda Rousey is terrible in the ring. She's terrible. She can't cut a promo. She can't do anything right. The match was a mess. The match was a mess. Sorry. Sorry to disappoint everyone, but this match was a mess. This match was a D for me. A D. A solid D across the board. Sorry. Um, yeah, it was garbage. You absolutely right, Almighty Finesse. This match was. Mm-mm. Um, Drew McIntyre versus Karrion Cross in a strap match. Great match, good match, but I wish it had more time. The match felt a little rushed to me. Um, they wanted to get to the end as quickly as possible. I thought the match was great. It was decent for what it was. Scarlett coming in the ring and spraying the I guess a pepper spray to McIntyre, and then Cross wins the match. I don't want to see that all the time with her interfering in the match. I don't want to see that all the time. That was great for what it was in the storyline. Great stuff, but only happened. I only want to see that one time. That was it. One time only with her interfering in the match. Now, I don't know if they rushed the match because they want a part two out of it, or they just I don't know. But the match itself was decent. It was good. They both whipped each other with the belt. There was a point in the match where the match didn't start yet, and Cross wasn't in the strap yet, and they were brawling on the outside, and they were neutralizing each other with the strap after the referee finally got to the how was the atmosphere at Raw? You went. I'll tell you in a minute, Almighty Finesse. As soon as I'm done with this match here. So, the match itself with Cross and McIntyre was great. I just wish it had a little bit more time. That was the only thing that this suffered from was time, and I wish that it had more time to it. The match was great. I had no issues with the outcome. Scarlett comes in, sprays McIntyre with the mace, and Karrion Cross wins the match. Decent match, great match. I enjoyed it. Wish it had more time, but it was decent. Um, Almighty Finesse, to answer your question, the atmosphere of Monday Night Raw this past Monday night in Brooklyn was electrifying. The crowd was great. They really and truly. Let me tell you something about New York. New York are the best. They are the best. They will tell you what they like, what they don't like, what they revere, what they won't revere, and it was great. I had no issues with the crowd Monday night. They were not dead. They were alive. They were passionate. They loved what they saw. They loved all the nuances of the match. Even when Brock Lesnar came out and destroyed Bobby Lashley, they loved it. So yeah, it was great. Great night in Brooklyn. Great night in the Barclays Center. Had a great time. The WWE Universe always brings it in New York. Love it. Okay, so let us continue with this. The Raw Women's Title. It was Bianca Belair taking on Bailey in a ladder match. Great match. Shocked. A lot of people were shocked about the outcome. I wasn't shocked about it. I knew that Bianca. I'm not that far. I'm not that far from the Barclays. Oh, okay, Almighty Finesse, excellent. Um, the match was great. The ladder match was great. These women used the ladder. They used it correctly. They neutralized each other with the ladder. Um, I mean, there was a spot where she took Io Shirai and Dakota Kai, and she gave them the kiss of death, the KOD, the double dare KOD. I thought that was great. That was a great spot. Bailey took the moment to be delightfully evil and berating young fans and shouting, "You suck." She ran up the ladder. Belair ran up the ladder against the ring apron, and the champion laid out the challenger flat on the ladder, and then she creamed her with a springboard. She did a standing springboard moonsault. Bailey returned the favor with a modified sunset flip into the ladder, laid leaning in the corner. One of the bout's most impactful moments came when Bailey ran along the ring apron and landed an elbow drop on Belair across the ladder on the outside. Yeah, that was a great spot. That was a great spot. That was a great spot. When she did that elbow drop on the ladder and Belair was there. So and then she did she Belair flattened Bailey with the KOD, and then she went up the ladder. She got the belt. She got the title, and she won, and she retained the Raw Women's title. Great outcome, great match, but a lot of people were surprised. I wasn't surprised by it though. I think I did. I think in my prediction show, I think I did say that she would have retained the championship. So, but it was good. The match was good. Um, this was a freaking good match. Edge took on Finn Balor in an I Quit match. Let me tell you something, folks. This feud was gold. GOLD gold. This feud is gold because now you have you have all of these feuds interwoven. You had Edge feuding with Judgment Day. Then you have Finn Balor feuding with AJ Styles and the Good Brothers. Then you have Dominic feuding with his father. So it all works. All of these feuds work. They're all interwoven into this one feud. And it is gold. GOLD 24 karat gold feud. This feud is absolutely fantastic. I have no issues with this outcome whatsoever. I thought that the match was great. It was solid. It was good. It was what it was. I liked the ending, especially with Rhea Ripley holding Edge's wife hostage until he said, "I quit." But then the evil Ripley, as always she does, she delivers a concerto to Edge's wife right in front of him. Judgment Day marches on. Balor wins the match, and this was this. I mean, this was just absolutely great. Um, when she knocked out Beth Phoenix with the brass knuckles, then she handcuffed Edge to the ring ropes. Um, Beth Phoenix comes in with a kendo stick. She starts wailing on everybody in the match. She helps her husband get uncuffed. The brawl ensued. I mean, this had all the makings of a red hot night for all involved. Everyone played their part well in the match. I had no issues with this whatsoever. Great stuff, great outcome. And I had, again, like I said before, ladies and gentlemen, I had no issues with it. Good stuff. Good stuff. It's I wanted to see if Edge would show up on Monday night. He didn't, but this was great. This was absolutely great. Here's another. Well, here's a match that. Well, we're gonna get to the end here because all right. So it was Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle took on Seth Rollins in a fight pit match. The match was disappointing, and here's why. I wanted to see them use the fight pit. I wanted some innovative offense in this match. This match was very vanilla. Very vanilla. They hardly used any weapons whatsoever in this match. The match was the match was okay. I mean, for what it was, Cormier served. He was the referee. He was a special referee. He didn't have any factor in the match. He didn't serve as a factor in the match whatsoever. But the match was vanilla. The match was very vanilla. I just wish that it had more innovative offense to it. I just wish they would have used more weapons. I wish that they would have used something. Something was missing from this match. Some elements, and I don't know what it is, but it's some kind of element should have been used in this match. But anyway, I digress. Um, But again, like I said before, the match was great. The match was okay. Match was okay. What we got in the end though was great. When Extreme Rules was about to go off the air, Bray Wyatt made his return and the crowd popped to a loud ovation. I am quite sure that if you were sitting in the Wells Fargo Center, you could because everybody was like, "Oh my God, excuse me, I'm sorry." They were like, "Oh my goodness, the White Rabbit is here." And who was the White Rabbit? It was Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt made his triumphant return to WWE in front of the sold out crowd in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So, yeah, and it was Bray Wyatt. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is Extreme Rules. That was the wrap up for Extreme Rules. The match, I mean, there were a couple of matches that were decent. There were a couple of hits and misses in the match. I'm gonna give it a B plus. I'm gonna give it a B plus. I'm gonna be generous, and I'll give it a B plus. I will give it a B plus. Trust me, I'll give it a B plus. So, guys, that's gonna do it. That's gonna do it for me here on the Wrestling Experience. I hope you all had a good time tonight. I want to thank Almighty Finesse. I want to thank DJ Storms. I want to thank Blaze Radio. I want to thank Jeffrey Turner. I want to thank, of course, Mitch Kofsky for popping in. I want to thank you all for joining me here tonight. Almighty Finesse Squared Circle Countdown. Thank you so much for popping in, and I greatly appreciate it. The Wrestling Experience, ladies and gentlemen, will return next week. And I'm not sure who my guest will be, but it will return. We will be coming back to you in cyberspace for another edition, a great edition of the Wrestling Experience. I'm Earl Cole, and as always, save me a great ringside seat. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you next week. I'll see you on Monday night, rather, for the Monday Night Raw watch along. So we will be back Monday night for the watch along. We hope that you'll tune in for that. We hope that you'll have a great weekend. We hope that you will be safe out there. I believe the Yankee game was washed out tonight. They will resume the playoffs tomorrow on Friday. So I mean, hey, you got some great weekend of baseball coming up, and we wish you all a good night and a great Thursday. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday evening, everyone. From all of us here at the Wrestling Experience, the Yankee game is canceled. Yes, thank you very much, Almighty Finesse. I greatly appreciate it. Um, so, for me, this is Earl Cole, wishing you all a great Thursday evening. I will be back in cyberspace on Monday night for the Raw Launch Along. Until then, everyone, have a safe weekend and good night.